Have you ever wondered what it takes to be more charming and more positive? Well, in this video, Leonardo Dicaprio is going to show you. Stay tuned.
Got stuck in a cage with a great white, which was awesome. It was a gigantic great white. And
what do you mean it was in
it was
with
in the
you
cage.
and you're making it up?
No, I'm not. I'm not. They actually said in 30 years this has never happened, but the tuna kind of got stuck on the top of the cage and the great white leapt out and tried to bite it, and it went into the cage with me, and half of its body was in and out, and I flattened out.
Okay, so as one of the techniques / things that Leo does really well when he's telling a story is he's very animated, right? He gets into it, he's telling the whole story. He's talking about when the shark came in the cage, he flattened down, and like right when I stopped the video there, you want to keep watching because you want to see what he says next.
Great white leapt out and tried to bite it, and it went into the cage with me, and half of its body was in and out, and I flattened out.
But then also as a part of this, in terms of something that you can do, is he tells the story slowly, and he looks at the people that he's talking to wait for, like, looking at their expressions and like how engaged they are with the story. So in like certain places, he might pause and stop a bit for them to then say something, and that's really important too, is going slow enough and expecting other people to be waiting and listening for you to tell the next part of your story, not acting as if you're about to get interrupted or, you know, just kind of spitting out your whole story at once.
They actually said in 30 years this has never happened, but the tuna kind of got stuck on the top of the cage, and the
Okay, so the next kind of principle I'm going to talk about with Leonardo Dicaprio is as he speaks, I want you to notice in the following clips how much he's smiling as he's saying things, and kind of when you say something as you smile, it makes it way, way more charming. So it's like, it brings positive energy to what you're doing. So instead of it just being kind of like, when you smile as you're talking, like instead of it being serious, it brings that like kind of extra touch where the person feels this sense of warmth when they're talking to you and they want to be a part of what you're doing. Because, you know, positive energy is contagious in the best way, right? People want to be around people with positive energy. So notice that in these next clips.
Who was your favorite leading lady kiss?
Oh boy. Oh, there's gonna be some mad actresses, huh? If I didn't say so. I'm just gonna go with, you know, Kate Winslet, good old classic. Just because we did it more times than anyone could ever imagine on set.
And we were wearing the white snowsuits.
Yes.
Did you sort of feel like we were in a Backstreet Boys music video?
I kind of felt like we were part of a gigantic boy band, and we were on location.
Okay, notice right there what Leo's doing as he's saying that, kind of the way he delivers that, is literally the recipe, I think, for being more charming and more engaging as you're speaking, right? It's like, yeah, literally we're on location. I almost felt like it was like a gigantic boy band, you know, where he's just kind of enjoying the moment as he's telling the story, but it gets you, the listener, into it too, and you want to see that, right? And it's like very interesting.
I kind of felt like we were part of a gigantic boy band, and we were on location on a snowy mountaintop. Those were difficult days.
In terms of what makes him engaging, it's very similar to what Chris Pratt does. So if you haven't seen my Chris Pratt video, check that out. But in terms of what makes Leonardo DiCaprio engaging, kind of adds that third dimension to his personality, he's always having fun all the time. And when he's telling a story, you know, he creates ways to have fun in the midst of the story, right? Like he'll make the faces. One of my upcoming examples, he does like a Russian accent. He's describing what's happening, and then he does the flight attendant's accent as well. And then you'll see in the Titanic example where he's kind of mocking the guy setting up like the casting.
Okay, boat deployments, Murdoch, where the passengers, etc. If we have inclement weather, we will start with scene 80 on stage 2, which is Kate joining Julio.
You know, figures out ways to have fun with it and just amuse himself, and that in itself is also something that's very like charming and contagious because it brings that positive energy that other people want to be a part of.
I kind of felt like I'd already died and gone to heaven because no one said anything. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs saying, what the hell is going on here? I mean, and the stewardess came out and said, we seem to have a slight problem here. And the Russian guy finally said, what is the problem?
So while they were pretty simple tips, I just wanted to recap really quick. I think from watching Leo, you get a better understanding of how they actually play and practice, right? So the first one is basically being more animated. The more animated you are, the more you can draw people into your story and whatever you're talking about. And second one is instantly to be more charming and more like have that positive energy that draws people in. Is really just smile and smile more, you know? Like get into whatever you're talking about and the fun in it, like the enjoyment in it. And the third point, kind of along with that, is really just bringing in the fun in things. Like when he's joking around and mocking the guy casting and doing the casting stuff, you know, everyone is super into that because he's just having fun. He's just joking around. And the same thing too when he's doing the Russian accent guy's voice, the Russian guy's voice. You know, he's just joking in the story, but that brings people in even more, and kind of all those three elements combine in that last scene. So if you want, watch it again as well, just to see it one more time. But yeah,